What's up everybody, welcome back to the Art of Crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. In this video, we are just going to do a quick little update on Bitcoin and Ethereum, as well as the general state of how the markets are looking like, so that you guys are not caught off guard. If any of you were following me on my Twitter yesterday, you would have known that I was expecting this little short squeeze that we are getting, whereby we cleared this previous high and we're actually shooting for 70k right now. And not only that, but I shared like my picks for coins to prioritize if we got any dips. So if you haven't already followed me on Twitter at _the Art of Crypto, this is where I'm sharing a lot of the real-time market updates that I am not otherwise able to share on YouTube because of time constraints, because it does take quite a little bit of time to film a video and edit it and everything else. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it. Yeah, so this short squeeze that I like, when everyone is expecting something to go down, like everyone in the market was expecting some sort of retracement, and everyone's like, oh, funding rate's really high, we're gonna get a retracement, we can't go to 70k without first going back down below 60k. And oftentimes when everyone is expecting the same thing, it rarely ever plays out. It'll play out but later, right? When you reach 70k maybe, and everyone's like, oh my god, I've just missed out on this entire pump. If I don't go in now, I'm gonna be too late. Bitcoin's gonna go to 100k, baby. Gotta jump in the train. So once that happens, that's when you get the retracement. So just something like similar. Just a simple market psychology kind of tidbit of information. But otherwise, I do think that we will shoot for 70k. At the moment, if you are in a Bitcoin long, or rather, if you were watching my Bitcoin videos like back a month ago or like a month or two ago, I was calling for Bitcoin to go to 40k, and that would be the bottom. So for those of you who are still in this trade with me, and yes, I am still in this trade, I have not taken my profits, don't worry. I will be taking just a tiny chunk of profits at 70k, because I do believe that that is going to be a level that once we hit, we're going to go slightly just a bit above this level, and then we're going to start some kind of retracement, probably back to 64k or 63k. Now you heard it here first. So for those of you who are still in that long trade, then I'm going to be taking a small portion of my profits somewhere at between 69,300 to 70k. And for those of you who are not in an entry and you want to look for, maybe you're a Bitcoin bear and you want to look for some kind of short entry, what I would do is I would probably go long at 69,000, sorry, I will go short at 69,300. And I'll dollar cost average up to probably just somewhere about there, right? To 69,600, 69,700, as well as like 69,900, right? These three levels. If I were to build a short, I would go somewhere about there. My first take profit target is going to be 66, right? That's about there. My second is going to be at 64k, so somewhere about there, and 63. Let's see. Yep, 63. Those are going to be my three take profit levels. And if you were to take this trade, I probably wouldn't recommend it. But hey, if you want to take a short, there's a pretty good chance that this is going to play out pretty, like in my opinion, right? In my experience. So that's going to be about 7% to about 10% at if you hit all the TPs with a 2% stop loss, which is pretty safe. So this takes advantage of the liquidity grab, because if you go on to any kind of market profile, you will see that there is a bunch of sell orders all located in between these three levels, and we will take advantage of that by it will just okay. So whenever you get like a cluster of orders, right, this is just general market knowledge for those of you who have not heard this before. And for those of you who want to learn more about how stuff like this works and how liquidity grabs happen in the market, I will ask my editor to link a video on the top right hand corner, and that is going to take you, like, it will tell you everything you need to know about when the market is switch bullish, how do you tell, and especially how liquidity works. I talk a lot about liquidity in this channel. I talk a lot about market makers, and if you just want to understand a little bit more about how they think and how they operate, then you're going to want to check out that video. But otherwise, this right here is just trying to take advantage of the liquidity that is present at this level and what the market makers are likely to do. And so if you are interested in a short, that is how I would approach it. I personally wouldn't. I personally would just take some profit starting at about 69,300. That would be one of my take profit levels. Oops, let me just put that back. But if you were to want to take some kind of a trade, you absolutely could, and that is how I would do it. So that is going to be the trade for Bitcoin. And now that we are done with Bitcoin, otherwise there's another solution that you could consider. If you go look back at past fractals, I'm not going to be digging that up right now, but there is, you know what, I'm just going to dig it up for you guys. So if you want to look, like if we just take a look at the Binance chart, right, on November's and December's, it is generally not a very good month for crypto. However, any positions that you build during November and December tends to end up being like the bottom for over the next year. So am I saying that it's going to dump? No, that's not what I'm trying to say, but there is a chance that, you know, this year could be different and we might just shoot all the way up to 80k, maybe even 100k, who knows. At the moment, I'm not banking on that, so I will make an update video if I have a feeling that that is going to happen. For now though, 70k for sure, like 69,300 to 70k is going to be the level to watch. I do expect some kind of rejection over there, so please do not FOMO into Bitcoin once you hit that level. And if you get retraced on, don't say I didn't warn you, all right? I know you might miss out on some, you know, continued gains if you don't take a trade once you break 70k. Maybe it might go to 75k, but who cares, right? Money, you can make money every day in the markets, right? Every day there is hundreds of good setups, maybe tens, if not hundreds, maybe thousands of good coins that you could get into. So you never have to worry about, you know, not being able to make money or missing out on trades. Like I always advise people to, you know, just don't FOMO, right? Wait for the trades to come to you. Given the option of so many trades, why would you want to FOMO into a suboptimal entry, right? Because it's easy to make money, but once you lose your money, it's really hard to recover that back. Like for example, if you lose just 50% of your account, you're going to need 100% gains from that point onwards in order to get back to just where you were. So seriously, like it's really easy to make money. Just don't lose them, right? It's way more important that you keep your money rather than trying to make money, because money is available, right? Money is abundant. You can always make money every single day in the markets. So let's take a look at ETH now. So ETH, in my opinion, is like, for those of you in the private group, I sniped this ETH bottom, right? I called this trade live right here. Long ETH 4370, and check it out. The price went to 4331. So for those of you in the private Discord group, congratulations. We have just hit TP2, but otherwise the next TP, in my opinion, ETH is going to go to 5k. Now, I do believe that it will happen sometime this week, because if Bitcoin goes to 70k, then Ethereum is going to follow. That makes sense, yeah? So 5k is absolutely likely. I wouldn't necessarily try to take a short on Ethereum as I would on Bitcoin though, because something you have to understand about Bitcoin is that the crypto market moves in phases, right? It moves in a cycle. So for example, if I go back to my encyclopedia, again, this is something you will get access to if you join the group, but otherwise, money flow in crypto, right? In order for altcoins to have a very strong bull season, right? In order for alts to start going up, you need a strong move from Bitcoin first, right? Bitcoin has to lead in order for all the altcoins to do well. That's why when you saw Bitcoin fly from 40k up to a new all-time high, you see most altcoins starting to take off right now. They haven't taken off yet, because for those of you who have witnessed what is a true altcoin season, you know that we are nowhere in altcoin season yet, right? These 50%, 100% gains, they're nothing, right? Once alt season starts, whew, yeah, it's gonna melt some faces. So alt season has not really begun yet. It is starting to be going though, starting. But otherwise, like what happens a lot of the time when Bitcoin hits a new all-time high is that altcoins tend to take a back seat, and this can be seen from Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance shows you what is the percentage of the total crypto market cap that Bitcoin is holding at the moment. And at the moment, you can see how heavily Bitcoin dominance is going up, and that just indicates that, you know, the attention is on Bitcoin right now, which means every time Bitcoin is start like pumping like really hard, whenever Bitcoin forms this kind of a candle, you always want to start building altcoin positions, because I'm just going to give you another example, right? After this pump was done over here, when Bitcoin was relaxing at this point, that is when you see altcoins taking off. So every time Bitcoin pumps hard, just try to build altcoin positions instead of chasing Bitcoin. Build your alts, because they will pump, they will follow Bitcoin. That is just how crypto works. So Ethereum in this case is considered a large cap, and once Bitcoin is done with its move, hopefully 70k, Ethereum in the meantime is not going to do much, right? And then it will go to 5k, maybe even 5.6k, right? 5.5k. And I do believe that that is going to be a local top, right? About 5.4 to 5.6k, right? Somewhere between this range is going to be the local top. I know that's a very big range, but let's just narrow it down a little bit. So 5.4, like the 5.5 to 5.7 is going to be a local top before some kind of a retracement. Just like how Bitcoin, you are going to get a retracement. In my opinion, you're going to get a retracement once you clear out the liquidity here, and then you dump to fake out everyone that is thinking, oh, it's 70k, we going to the moon. So just to fake out all those people, just stop out all those people before we move on. So same thing is going to happen on Ethereum, but it's probably like for this one, I wouldn't recommend taking a short because I don't know where I would realistically set, my stop loss, or let's just say I wouldn't try to fade something as strong as Ethereum, because I do believe that once Bitcoin settles down, Ethereum is going to have a pretty good chance of, taking off as well. But if you were to want to build a short somewhere, I would recommend doing it between 5.5k and 5.7k with a stop loss at about 5.8k. Again, I don't really recommend taking a short, but if you really adamantly want it to take a short, this is going to be the safer place to do so. Otherwise, you could do it at 5k with a stop loss at about 5.1k as well, although that will be higher risk. But for now, 5k, I do believe that is a target, right? And if you do happen to retrace, right, if you happen to retrace once you hit 5k, then I want you to pay attention to these levels: 4660, 4450, 4300, and 4160. Ultimately, though, all of these white levels that I've drawn here is going to be good levels for you to get some Ethereum at in the event that you want to buy into Ethereum. However, the key level that I'm going to be really paying attention to is going to be at about 4k. Now, are we going to get that? Well, if Bitcoin drops by like 10 to 20%, I do believe that we will see a 4k Ethereum again, although it depends on the market conditions, right? It depends on how good the altcoins are holding up. But otherwise, 4k is going to be like my personal area value where I would place my biggest orders. 4k as well as 3550, which I do believe that is going to be very close to the bottom, right? 4k and 3550. If we do get that, then you can absolutely expect some kind of a bounce from that level. Now, it might not bounce all the way to all-time highs, but you will get a 5 to 10% bounce from either one of these levels. But for those of you who recall watching my channel back a month ago, where I was talking about how 40k was going to be the bottom for Bitcoin if we got there, right? And indeed, we just stopped somewhere about 39,600, right? For those of you who watched my channel back in August to September, I was talking about this block over here the whole time, and the way I stumbled across that block is called a daily order block. And if you want to find out more about order blocks, remember that video just now about how to tell when the market is bullish and how to snipe entries like me. That is going to explain more about order blocks. But at the moment, the order block on Ethereum that I will keep my eye on, where I do believe that if we do get there, is going to be the bottom, is going to be between 3175 to 2950. Now, will we get that? I'm not saying that we will get that, but if we do get that, I'm very confident to say that is going to be the bottom. This is going to be the point of maximum pain. And everyone's just going to be panicking instead of buying, and everyone's going to be like, oh, Ethereum's going back to 2k, Ethereum's going back to 1k, just something like that. So you heard it here first. But otherwise, for now though, I would actually just be patient. In case Bitcoin dominance goes up even higher, I will try to look to build some of my altcoin positions starting at 44.2 to 44.9. Once Bitcoin dominance gets to any of these levels, I do believe it's going to go to about 45. So in the event that Bitcoin dominance goes back to 45, you can enter your altcoins, and you're going to have a mini alt season before ultimately possibly a higher high on Bitcoin dominance, because at the moment you have already gotten a higher low over here, and then you might just get rejected here, form another higher low, and then bam. Right, it's just a possibility. Again, you always want to pay attention to Bitcoin dominance when you are building your altcoin positions. So now, finally, let's take a look at ETH against Bitcoin. So at the moment, you can see that Bitcoin is definitely outperforming Ethereum, from this chart here. And the key levels that you're going to want to pay attention to at the moment, Ethereum is at a key level. However, since we are expecting Bitcoin to continue pumping to 70k, I do believe that this is going to drop. This is going to continue to drop until this point right here at 0.0695. So once you get to this level, it would be a decent idea to build a long on Ethereum with a stop loss beneath this swing low right here. This is a very tight stop loss, and if you get it, then you're going to get it. Ethereum is going to go back to this level right here at 0.0765. But if you don't get it, then you get stopped out for a minimal loss. That is perfectly fine as well. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend taking this trade with such a tight stop loss, but hey, this is a key weekly level, and usually levels on the weekly tend to get respected, and it lines up with our theory about Bitcoin and Ethereum doing what they are about to do. So, if I was going to get some Ethereum, I would possibly get some, or rather start my Ethereum position somewhere about this level, or maybe this level. Although I don't think that we are going to get that low, but if you do get that low, then these two levels absolutely golden levels to start your position. But otherwise for this week, hopefully we get what we want, which is 70k Bitcoin and 5k Ethereum. Should happen this week, and then we might get the retracement next week. So if you have found this video valuable, make sure you drop a like button. It is a small gesture, but it really helps me a lot. And if you want to check out the private Discord group where we are making money literally every single day, then check that out as well. But otherwise, I'm not going to shill this too much because some of you believe that I shill this way too hard, which, I don't even take a minute usually. But yeah, otherwise, may the gains be with you, my friend, and peace.